Hey everyone, welcome back to Overworld. Have you ever wanted to be the person that everyone can't stop thinking about? Imagine being the person that, without even trying, becomes the center of their attention and desire. What if I told you that you could make someone come to you like they're being pulled by a magnet? What if every moment you spend with them made them want to be closer to you even more? Like you cast a spell that made them long for your presence. It sounds like a dream, right? Well, it's not just a dream. It's completely possible with some simple Stoic habits. As the saying goes, the more you chase something, the faster it runs away. So let it come to you. Today, we're going to talk about how to become irresistibly magnetic by embracing principles that draw people in naturally. This isn't about tricks or games. It's about boosting your natural qualities so much that your absence feels like a missing piece in their life. A deep theory that turns your quiet confidence into a two-way force that draws people to you over and over again. If you want to be the person they always want to be with, you've come to the right place. We're going to talk about habits that make you so attractive that they'll be drawn to you without even realizing it. Are you ready to see how easy it is to become the person they can't stop thinking about? Let's dive in and find out how to make them eagerly await your presence. But first, I have a challenge for you. If you're ready to step into your power and let your silence, your absence speaks louder than any words. Leave a message below with the phrase, "My absence speaks." This isn't just a statement. It's a declaration of your strength, resolve, and commitment to becoming iconic. Now is the time to show yourself and the world that you're not just taking a step back. You're stepping up in a way that will make them miss you more than ever. How many of you are ready to embrace this big change and make your presence felt even when you're not? Music. Their one undeniable self-worth. As a first step, let's talk about the most important habit you need to develop if you want to have unshakable self-worth. This isn't just about feeling good about yourself. It's about recognizing your worth so deeply that others can't help but notice it too. Now, you're not just someone they want to be with. You're someone they need to be with. Picture this. There's something about you that makes people pay attention when you walk into a room. You're not the loudest person there, and you're not trying to be. Instead, you exude a quiet confidence that comes from knowing who you are and what you bring to the table. That, my friends, is unshakable self-worth. Why is this so important? Well, think about it. Being sure of yourself and having a strong sense of self-worth makes people naturally want to be around you. You don't need to look for approval from other people because you already know your own worth, which, by the way, makes you very beautiful. As the saying goes, confidence is quiet, insecurities are loud. So what does it mean to have unwavering self-worth? It means having faith in your own worth no matter what other people say or think. It means realizing that you don't need anyone else to make you whole. You're already complete. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not over events. When you understand this, you will be strong. When you grasp this truth, you become a magnet attracting others. People are interested in you because you are strong and sure of yourself. But here's the catch. Having unshakable self-worth is a process that requires a mental shift. You have to start valuing yourself for who you are, not for what other people think of you. This means giving up the need for approval and focusing on your own journey. Let's talk about how you can develop this kind of self-worth. You need to take some time to think about your strengths, your accomplishments, and the things that make you special. Write these things down if you need to. When you focus on your good qualities, you start to realize how valuable you really are. Setting limits is another important part. People whose self-worth can't be shaken. That person knows when to say no and isn't scared to do it. By setting limits, you show others that you respect yourself and expect the same from them. This makes them respect and admire you. Also, don't forget to take care of yourself. Taking care of your body, mind, and emotions is an important part of building self-worth. When you put your own needs first, you're telling yourself and others that you're worth the work. It's like the safety instructions on an airplane. You need to put on your own oxygen mask before helping others. When you take care of yourself, you're better able to help others and attract them to you. You may be wondering how this makes people come to you. Well, it's because people naturally gravitate toward people who are sure of themselves. You seem sure of yourself and independent. You don't need other people to approve of you, which makes you very beautiful. You're in a relationship, but instead of constantly wanting reassurance or approval from your partner, you're living your best life. You're pursuing your goals, doing your hobbies, and enjoying your own company. You're not always available at their beck and call, which makes the relationship healthier. What happens next? Your partner starts to miss you, they start to wonder what you're doing, and they start to crave your presence even more. Let's look at an example. Imagine Alex, who always struggled with self-worth. He constantly sought approval from his friends and partners, always worrying about what they thought of him. But then Alex discovered Stoicism and began to work on his self-worth. He started to see himself differently, not as someone who needed validation, but as someone who already had value. As Alex's self-worth grew, he noticed a change in how others treated him. His friends began to respect his opinions more. His relationships improved, and he no longer felt the need to constantly seek approval. In fact, people started coming to him for advice and guidance. They were drawn to his confidence, his calm demeanor, and his ability to stand firm in his beliefs now. Now let's lighten things up a bit. Picture this. You're in a coffee shop and you see two people. One is sitting there nervously glancing around, checking their phone every 2 seconds, clearly waiting for someone to notice them. The other is calmly sipping their coffee, reading a book, totally at ease in their own company. Which person are you more likely to be drawn to? The second one, right? Why? Because they're not desperate for attention, they're comfortable in their own skin. That's the power of unshakable self-worth, folks. It's like being the person who doesn't need Wi-Fi in a coffee shop. Everyone else is searching for a connection, but you're just chilling, fully content in relationships. Unshakable self-worth is key to creating a dynamic where the other person feels drawn to you. When you value yourself, you're not afraid to walk away from things that aren't good for you. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about understanding that your time and energy are valuable, and you won't waste them on people who don't appreciate you. As Seneca wisely said, if you really want to escape the things that harass you, what you're needing is not to be in a different place, but to be a different person. This doesn't mean you become distant or aloof. It means you have a healthy balance of independence and connection. You can be in a relationship, but you're not defined by it. This balance is incredibly attractive because it shows that you're with them by choice, not out of need. So folks, if there's one thing to take away from this, it's this: when you cultivate unshakable self-worth, you don't have to chase people. They will come to you. Your confidence, your independence, your value. They all become magnetic forces that draw others in. You'll find that your absence will start speaking for you, creating a space that others are eager to fill with your presence. So I challenge you today. Start recognizing your worth. Set those boundaries and take care of yourself. The more you value yourself, the more others will value you too. And before you know it, they'll be coming to you. Not because you chase them, but because they simply can't resist the pull of your unshakable self. As you read this, if you're ready to start this journey, leave a comment below with the words, "My absence speaks." Let's declare it together and watch as your value shines through, naturally drawing others to you. Keep growing, keep shining, and remember that you're worth it. Let's move on to the next habit, shall we? So, now that you know the power of unshakable self-worth, you may be wondering how to keep this sense of self-worth when life gets tough and I start doubting myself. What do I do when others try to undermine my confidence or when my own inner critic starts to speak up? This is such an important question, and I'm glad you're thinking about it. Let's be honest. We all have times when our confidence is shaken. It happens to everyone. The important thing is to know how to keep your self-worth up even when other people try to bring you down. Let's start by talking about self-awareness. It's easy to start questioning ourselves when things are hard. That's when you need to take a step back and ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Is this doubt based on a real problem, or is it just my mind playing tricks on me? Too often we let short-term emotions cloud our judgment, forgetting that our worth isn't based on a single moment or word. Next, it's important to stay grounded. In your morals. When someone tries to make you doubt yourself, remember that your worth isn't based on what other people think of you, but on who you are and what you stand for. Don't forget the beliefs and principles that make you who you are. Marcus Aurelius once said that the quality of your thoughts determines the happiness of your life. To be happy, keep your thoughts on your strengths and the good things about you. Another way to do this is to surround yourself with positive people. Finding people who appreciate your true worth and can remind you of your worth when you're feeling down is a great way to keep your self-worth up. Lastly, don't be afraid to be kind to yourself. We're all human, and we all have moments of doubt. It's okay to have bad days, but don't let those moments make you feel bad about yourself. Remember that your self-worth is like a muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it gets. By staying self-aware, rooted in your values, surrounding yourself with positive influences, and practicing self-compassion, you'll find that your self-worth becomes stronger even in hard times. And when you keep that strong self-worth, no matter what challenges come your way, you'll continue to attract people to you. Get a handle on your feelings. So let's start our second habit. Learn to handle your emotions now. I understand what you think. Keeping your emotions in check sounds like keeping a straight face when you step on a Lego barefoot. But trust me, mastering your emotions doesn't mean turning into a robot. It means using the power of your emotions in a way that makes other people naturally drawn to you. Think about it. When we're stressed, who do we naturally turn to? The cool-headed person who seems to have everything under control. Marcus Aurelius said that having emotional control makes you look strong and sure of yourself, which makes people want to be around you. You control your mind, not what happens in the outside world. Understand this, and you will be strong when you master. You're not just controlling your reactions, you're also controlling your feelings. What other people say about you. Imagine you're in the middle of a heated argument. Instead of snapping back or getting upset, you take a deep breath, stay calm, and answer with clarity and calmness. Not only does this disarm the other person, but it also makes them respect and admire your ability to stay grounded. They start to see you as a pillar of strength, someone who doesn't let the chaos of life shake their foundation. Now, I'm not saying you should bottle up your emotions. In fact, expressing your feelings thoughtfully and with intention can make your interactions even more powerful. It's about responding rather than reacting. For instance, when you express joy, do it fully when you're upset. Communicate it clearly, but calmly. This measured approach makes your emotions more impactful and memorable, leaving a lasting impression on others. Here's a little humor for you. Think of mastering emotional control as being like a duck on the surface. You're gliding smoothly across the water, but underneath you might be paddling like crazy. The key is, no one sees the paddling. They just see you gliding along effortlessly, handling whatever comes your way. Emotional control also introduces an element of mystery. When you're not easily ruffled, people begin to wonder what's going on in your mind. This curiosity can be incredibly magnetic. They'll start to seek out your company, eager to understand the depth behind your calm demeanor, and here's the real kicker. A person's absence starts to speak for them when they're not around. They'll miss the stability you bring, the way you handle situations with grace, and the calm energy you give off. Suddenly, your absence fills a void that they can't help but feel, making them realize how much they value your presence. Remember that mastering emotional control isn't about hiding your feelings. It's about channeling them in a way that draws people in and leaves them wanting more. By making this a habit, you'll not only strengthen your relationships, but also become someone whose presence and absence speak volumes. Keep calm. Stay calm and watch as people are drawn to you by your quiet power. If you want to see this in action, start practicing today, and you'll soon find that your absence will start speaking for you. 3. Intentional communication. Now let's talk about the third habit on our list, intentional communication. Now you might be wondering, how does communication play into making someone come to me? Well, let me tell you, communication isn't just about talking, it's about how you talk. what you say. And even when you choose to stay silent, intentional communication is like playing chess. You don't just move your pieces randomly. You make every move count. And that's what keeps your opponent, or in this case your audience, coming back for more. Imagine this scenario. You're having a conversation with someone, and instead of just filling the air with words, you choose your words carefully. You listen intently, respond thoughtfully, and speak with a purpose that resonates deeply. This isn't about crafting some grand speech, it's about making every interaction meaningful. As Epicus wisely said, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. When you communicate with intention, you create a connection that goes beyond mere words. It's an exchange of ideas, emotions, and respect. Let's break this down a bit more. Intentional communication means being present in the conversation. It's not just about waiting for your turn to speak, it's about truly hearing what the other person is saying, understanding it, and then responding in a way that adds value. This kind of communication makes you stand out. Because let's be honest, how often do we really feel heard these days when you're the person who listens deeply and responds with insight? You naturally draw people towards you. They'll start to see you as someone who gets them, and trust me, that's magnetic now. Let's sprinkle in a bit of humor here. Imagine you're at a dinner party, and instead of blabbering on about your latest Netflix binge, you ask a simple, yet thought-provoking question. So what's the most interesting thing you've learned this week? Watch as the room suddenly comes alive with stories, laughter, and genuine conversation. You're not just part of the conversations are memorable because you lead them. And when you leave that party, people will remember you not just as someone who was there, but as the person who made their night special. Don't forget the power of words. As Seneca said, speech is the mirror of the soul. Your words show what kind of person you are, so make them matter. Be clear, be brief, and most importantly, be real. When you communicate honestly, you build trust, and trust is the basis of all strong relationships. People are drawn to those they trust, and if your words always reflect your true self, they'll naturally be drawn to you. But here's the catch. Sometimes the clearest way to communicate is to be quiet. Yes, you heard that right. Knowing when to hold back and when to let your silence speak is a powerful tool. It's like leaving a story on a cliffhanger. It keeps them thinking, wondering, and yes, wanting more. Your silence can leave a hole that they feel compelled to fill, which is when they come to you. Accept intentional speech talk and listen with purpose, and when you need to, don't be afraid to let silence speak for itself. When you get good at this habit, your silence will start to speak for you. People will miss not only your words, but also the unique way you interact with them. They'll be drawn to you by how genuine and deep your communication is. Remember that what counts most is not how much you say, but how much of what you say is true. Let your words attract them and watch as they naturally move toward you wanting more. Now, doesn't that sound like a conversation worth having for purpose-driven living? So let's talk about the 4th habit on our way to becoming someone who can't stay away from purpose. Driven to live now. It may sound like something you've heard before, but bear with me. This habit is a game. If you want to make people naturally drawn to you, picture this. One person is wandering aimlessly through life, not sure what they want, while the other is passionately talking about their goals, dreams, and projects they're working on. Who do you think gets more attention? The person who knows where they're going. Purpose-driven people have a spark of energy that is contagious and inspiring. When you're living with purpose, you radiate a kind of confidence and direction that naturally attracts others. Marcus Aurelius once said that the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. When you align your thoughts with a clear purpose, you not only find happiness, but you also become someone that other people want to be around. Purpose gives your life meaning, and other people will notice and gravitate toward that meaning. Never mind too much about this. Simply put, living with purpose doesn't mean becoming a monk or giving up all your earthly pleasures. It just means knowing what you want out of life and actively working towards it. And let's be honest, who wouldn't be interested in someone who has their life together? It's like being the main character in your own story, and trust me, everyone loves a good main character. Let's make this fun. Imagine you're at a party where everyone is talking about their latest Netflix binge. You casually mention that you've been working on a side project, maybe something creative like writing a book or learning a new skill. Suddenly, you're the person everyone wants to talk to. That's the magic of purpose-driven living. If you live with purpose, you create a magnetic aura around you. It's like a beacon, and people can't help but be drawn to your light. They see you making progress and growing, and they want to be a part of that journey. It's your sense of direction that makes you stand out, and they come to you not because you're chasing them, but because you're too busy chasing your dreams, which, my friends, is very attractive. And here's the best part. If you're living a purpose-driven life, you don't have to be in someone's life all the time to be on their mind. Your absence starts to speak for you, and people start to wonder what they're up to and how they're progressing with their goals. This keeps you in their minds, and before you know it, they're the ones reaching out to reconnect. So the next time you get caught up in the daily grind, remember to check in with your purpose. By staying connected to your purpose, you're not only making your life better, you're also becoming someone who people can't help but be drawn to. When you're not around, your absence will speak for you, making people miss your energy, passion, and drive. It's a powerful way to leave a lasting impression, and the best part is that you have full control over it. Let's embrace purpose-driven living and watch as people come to you naturally drawn by the magnetic force of your ambition and dedication. Stick out like a light, my tough friends, and remember that you are the main character in this story. Let's get them interested in joining in. 5. Learn to be patient. Okay, let's start our 5th habit. Learn to be patient. Patience isn't the sexiest habit, but trust me, it's a game changer when it comes to getting people to like you. It's like a secret source that gives your character more depth. It's the quiet strength that says, I'm in. That's attractive. You're in a situation where things aren't moving as quickly as you'd like when you're waiting for someone to respond or for a problem to go away on its own. Instead of getting angry or acting on impulse, you stay calm. You know that good things take time, and you're not going to let your impatience ruin the outcome. This calm attitude not only makes you feel good, but it also lets other people know that you're not quickly upset. It makes sense that people would want this kind of security. Marcus Aurelius once said, "No great thing is created suddenly." This quote perfectly captures the essence of patience. When you show patience, you're not just sitting around waiting. You're showing that you have the strength to wait for the right moment, which makes your presence even more valuable. Think about it. When you're patient, you're not chasing after things or people. Instead, they come to you because of your unwavering calm and confidence. So people, don't be afraid to practice patience. It's not about doing nothing. It's about doing the right thing at the right time. As someone who values quality over speed and depth over superficiality, I can promise you that your absence will start to speak for you. People will start to miss your calm, collected presence, and will be eager to reconnect with you, so be patient, stay focused, and let them come to you. After all, good things really do come to those who wait. 6th, spread positivity. Now I know what you're thinking. It sounds great to be positive, but how does that make someone want to talk to you? Well, being positive is like a magnet when you're the one who finds the silver lining. People are drawn to you even when things are bad. It's like you become a beacon of hope in a sea of uncertainty, and who wouldn't want to be around that? For example, let's say you're at work and things are crazy. Everyone is stressed and tense, but you're cracking a joke to keep things light and offer a smile that says, "Hey, we've got this." Suddenly, you're not just another face in the crowd. You're the person everyone wants to be around because you make things easier just by being there. Seneca once said that the best gifts people have are inside them and easy to reach. One of these gifts is the freedom to choose how they feel, no matter what. Positive attitude isn't just being happy. It's also making others feel good just by being near you. When you radiate positivity, others will start to feel better around you, and they'll naturally gravitate toward you because you're the person who makes their day a little brighter. It's like being a human sunshine. Everyone needs a little light in their life. And here's the best part. When you're consistently positive, your absence will start speaking for you. People will miss the positive energy you bring to the table, and they'll come looking for it even when you're not there. Starting spreading that happiness will make people want to be with you and enjoy the warmth of your presence. After all, who wouldn't want to be with someone who makes them feel like everything will be okay? 7. Be unpredictable. So folks, let us discuss the 7th habit, be unpredictable. Now you might be thinking, how does unpredictability make someone come to me? Well, let me tell you, it's all about keeping them on their toes, adding a bit of mystery and excitement to the mix. Imagine this. You're always doing the same thing, saying the same things, eventually it becomes routine. Right? And routine can lead to complacency. But when you're unpredictable, you become intriguing, someone they can't quite figure out, and that's captivating picture. You're usually the person who texts first every morning. But one day you don't. Suddenly they're wondering what's going on. Why haven't they texted? This little shift stirs curiosity and makes them think about you even more. As Seneca wisely said, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. By being a bit unpredictable, you're exercising your freedom and showing that you're not bound by patterns. You can be unexpected without being unreliable. It's about adding a twist every once in a while, like a surprise date, an act of kindness, or a new way of talking to them. This keeps the relationship fresh and interesting. Don't forget improbability. People are attracted to people who are spontaneous, so be yourself, and your absence will start to speak for you. People will start to crave your presence because they never know what to expect. So keep them guessing and they'll keep coming back for more. 8th habit, genuinely interested in others. Now you may be wondering how this makes other people want to talk to me, so let's get into it. When you genuinely care about someone, it's like opening a door that invites them in. It's not just listening to what they say, it's really hearing them and engaging with their thoughts and feelings. Think about it. You're talking to someone and instead of waiting your turn to talk, you ask them deep questions about their day, their dreams, and their fears. All of a sudden, they feel like they're not just another face in the crowd. Epicurus wisely said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak." This simple act of listening can turn a stranger into someone who looks forward to being around you. And here's the magic. When you show genuine interest, people start to associate you with comfort, trust, and warmth. They'll want to be with you because you make them feel good about themselves. They'll even look for you when you're not there, because they miss that feeling of being truly seen and heard. If you make this a habit, your absence will start to speak for you. People will long for the connection you provide, and before you know it, they'll be coming to you ready to share their world with someone who truly cares. Are you ready to make this change? Let's keep going at 9. Accept solitude. So let's talk about our 9th habit. Accept solitude. Now I understand what you're thinking. Someone will come to you even if you're alone. When you're comfortable with yourself, you give off an air of quiet confidence that's irresistibly attractive. It's like being in the middle of a storm, calm, centered, and in charge of everything going on around you. Imagine that you're not the type of person who's always looking for company or approval. Instead, you're content with your thoughts, reading a book, or just thinking about life. People will notice that you're not desperate for attention, and they will be drawn to your tranquility. People are drawn to you because you're independent, making them wonder what you're doing and why you're so happy. Marcus Aurelius said, "You can withdraw yourself whenever you want perfect." When you embrace solitude, you're not just taking a step back. You're creating a powerful space where your absence becomes noticeable, even profound. It's like the saying, "You don't know what you've got until it's gone." So the next time you want to reach out, pause, take a moment for yourself, and enjoy your own company. You'll find that your absence starts speaking for you, and people will start to miss your presence, drawn to the mysterious allure of someone who doesn't need constant validation. Remember that if you learn how to be alone, you're not pushing people away. You're getting their attention more than ever, so go ahead and do it. Enjoy the quiet times, and watch as people come to you eager to join your peaceful world. 10. Be kind all the time. Okay, let's talk about the 10th habit. Be kind all the time. I know what you're thinking. Kindness? Really? How is that going to get people to come to me? Well, let me tell you, being kind is like having a secret talent that most people don't know about. Imagine that you are the person who always has a smile on their face. You make people feel safe, respected, and most importantly, drawn to you. Having a friendly word or a helping hand on hand will make people feel good over time. They may not realize it at first, but they'll start looking for you because you make them feel good. Who wouldn't want to be around someone like that? As the great Seneca once said, "Wherever there is a person, there is an opportunity for kindness." If you live by this principle, you become a magnet for positive interactions. As we all know, nobody is attracted to someone who is cold or unkind. Even the most difficult people can appreciate a little kindness now and then. When you consistently show kindness, you're not only making others feel valued, you're subtly letting them know that they're important in your life, and guess what? They'll start to feel like something's missing when you're not around. It's like leaving a little piece of sunshine wherever you go, and who wouldn't want more of that? Be a beacon of kindness, and people will notice when you're not there, and come to you looking for the warmth and positivity that you can give them. Remember that kindness isn't just a nice habit, it's a powerful way to bring people into your life and keep them there. Keep shining, and the world will come to you. These habits, which are based on Stoic ideas, will help you become someone who naturally draws people to them, making them want to be with you and miss you when you're not.